What's up guys, it's Bye here with another Rise of Kingdoms video. Lately there have been a lot of talk in Rise of Kingdom community regarding some long-term problem with the game. So I finally had some time to write out a list of things that I would like Lilith to fix them. So let me show you guys my wish list here with proposed solution. So here you can see, so there are three high priority issues that I highlighted in red color and three other not so severe issues that I highlighted in blue. Now here, so let's go to the first big issue here. So the number one issue, which I think is the biggest one, is the issue with the lag in KvK. So KvK is massive and there are limitations for server computing time. Like even upgrading the server won't be able to solve this issue. And the cost for upgrading the server can be much higher for high-end server with very minimal increase in performance. Just like a PC graphic card, you can have like a basic one and the high-end one. You pay a lot more for a high-end one, but with a minimal performance increase. So like what solution I have for them is to one, optimize the code to improve performance. So I'm pretty sure they already tried it already. And two is to redesign the map. So for example, right, so one of my suggestions is to add more objective to ruin or alter. So let's go back into the game here. Go back here. And let's go to one of the KvK. And we'll see. I'll show you guys what I mean. Like what do I mean by like adding more objective to so this one is what here. So yeah, live is a darkness KvK here. We gotta see alter, darkness, and ancient ruin, I'm pretty sure. So here, for example, this one is ancient ruin, right? So right now the ancient ruin only have one objective, but like what they can do is they can either adding more objective somewhere out here that, hey, let's say if you capture this objective, you could have a 30% increased damage bonus or something like that. So that like most of the fight is not gonna happen at one spot anymore and people spread out, right? So when you have more objective inside the ancient ruin or out of darkness, you gonna have to like break down your players and you're gonna have to separate them out into multiple different locations, so that gonna reduce the lags, graphic issue, and definitely like try to make the ancient ruin like bigger. So that was another thing that I suggested them to do, which is for one is make Kingsland map bigger in Light and Darkness KvK, and also you can make ancient ruins or an Altar of Darkness map bigger as well. So let's go back to the game here, right? So we have a, what do we have here? Like we have a zone 4. Zone 4 is a non-fighting zone, which is pretty big. Like why do you need a very big non-fighting zone? For example, in Live with the Darkness KvK, like, and zone 5 is a non-fighting zone as well. Like why do we need like a big zone if there's no fighting in Light and Darkness KvK? Like maybe you don't need to increase the map for the Ancient Ruin or Altar of Darkness in like KvK Season 1 and Season 2, but like for KvK Season like 3, Light and Darkness KvK, like there's no fighting in Zone 4 early on, there's no fighting in Zone 5 early on. Like why do we want a big map in Zone 5? For what? When you can just increase the map in Altar of Darkness, increase the map size in Ancient Ruins, and especially increase the map size in Kingsland, for heaven's sake, right? Like we have an entire zone 5 with no fighting going on whatsoever, but we keep them so big, and we put everybody in a big small tiny space in Kingsland. Like why? Like why is it so hard to just redesign, just to move some of the border here back a little bit? It doesn't affect anything, and it gave more space for Kingsland, it's gave more space for Altar of Darkness, and it's gonna help reduce the lag. So that was one of my suggestions there for the solution. So make Kingsland map bigger in Light and Darkness KvK. Same go for Ancient Ruin, Altar of Darkness as well. Next one is to change the algorithm for Heroic Anthem KvK grouping. like reduce the number of players in one KvK and not increasing them, for heaven's sake, right? So we seeing they putting more kingdoms into like Heroic Anthem KvK and like Strives 8 as well. Like we have an issue with a lot of people in KvK already, and instead of you trying to fix the issue, now you are putting more players in to one KvK. Like how is that gonna fix the lag issue, right? So like I don't know what they thinking when they trying to like putting too many kingdoms together. I know they trying to like nerfing the reward for a whole bunch of players because they don't want to give the kind of like the same amount of rewards for like inactive kingdom, but at the same time, like you can group too many kingdom in one KvK, especially when they're like big Imperium kingdom with so many active players. So my suggestion for them is 4 to 6 active kingdom in one map for like new Heroic Anthem KvK, and 10 to 14 inactive kingdom in one map for inactive kingdoms, right? Not freaking 24 kingdoms, like for heaven's sake, like your map is so small. Now you're putting so many kingdoms in there, like how are you gonna fix the lag issue, right? So that is the number one problem in Rise of Kingdom right now. Is a big lag in Kingsland in fighting. It's just not enjoyable. The game is not enjoyable anymore. We want it. We want to be able to enjoy the big fighting when like the gate open, everybody's there fighting. Like I don't want to have 5 minutes delays, right? Like I can't enjoy the game there. And one thing to solve it is just to have less people in the same KvK. It's simple as that. But to do that, they definitely gonna have to increase like more people gonna get rewards, obviously. So I don't know, like to be honest, like I don't care about the reward to be honest, but like just put less people in KvK. So next one is for newer kingdom. Like the big well in brand new kingdoms ruin everyone experience. Like we have players that get to like T5 within 3 or 4 days and running around burning everybody's city. Like sometimes like one alliance cannot fight back against just one single player. Like they need to put more. So the solution is they need to put more restriction and limit on bundle for new accounts so that they cannot like progress so fast that way ahead of everybody else in the kingdoms, especially for new kingdoms. Like can't have a 1 or 2 big spender destroy everyone. It's just ruining everyone gaming experience, especially if you want to make it more free to play friendly at the beginning and to retain the new players, right? Like you don't want to drive the new players away because you have some big spenders there just destroy everybody. And you can have like one alliance unable to defeat one player, right? It's just unfair. It's just so unfair. Like I started my new account again, and I was there. Like I was fighting against like 50, 60 million, like 100 million power players when I was like what 10 million power. Like how am I able to help fighting there? It's just impossible to fight against those player. And it's just not very enjoyable experience for me on my new account. The next one that I think is very high priority issue for them is the cost for healing. As an T5 player, I feel punished for using T5 for fighting right now. It just costs a tremendous amount of resources for healing. You can see right here, like I am currently running. If you look at where I'm playing at right now, I having 2 other accounts running for farming here, and I have 2 other accounts on my iPad as well, just for farming, just so that I can play as a 1 T5 account. So like 4 to 5 farm account, just so that I can play for 1 account here. It's just like very grindy for me right now. So like the solution for them right now is reduce the resource cost for healing, especially for T5. It's just too much right now. The high cost only encourage people to buy resources from third party. So we gonna see more bots in Rise of Kingdoms because people gonna go to find the alternative solution for their need for resources. So when there are demand, there are supply. So there are people who want to buy resources from third parties. There gonna be more bots in kingdoms, farming, whatever reason, right? So I can't play the game even if I want because I have no resources. So in some KvK, like I completely burn out all my resources there. And even though like I have time to play the game, but I can't. All I can do is just sit and watch. because I have no resources for fighting. And especially for someone active as me, right? If I am active, I should be able to cover them. Like I have so many farmer cows, and I can still not able to cover my own resources for fighting. So I think they definitely need to adjust the amount of resources needed for fighting as T5 player there. Uh, like especially with the new equipment system, it drains so much gold from crafting, and it make it extremely difficult to maintain a T5 account at the moment. Uh, and I also want them to reduce the healing speed up need for healings. So like I am okay with them adding the help limit to fight against people abusing bots to spamming healings, but it would be nice if the amount of healing speed up that we need to use for healing can also be reduced as well, right? Like they added the healing limit, but they did not adjust the amount of healing speed up we need for healing. Like that is just like an unfair addition there when they adding in the fix for like up to fight against people using bots. So that is something I would like them to do, like adjust the healing speed up that we need for healing. I am okay with them with the limit, to be honest. So next one we go to like the other issues that I don't think it's like super high priorities that they need to fix right away. So the first one that I think is on this like a lower priority here is legendary equipments cost too damn high. As of right now, it takes a free to play and low spenders about 2 to 3 years to have like a full legendary set at the moment, like for like an active one. And the gap is just too big with like the people who willing to spend a lot of money in the game. I think like the people who willing to spend money in the game, they can craft. I think they can have a 2 to like 3, 4 set of legendary within like 6 months. With the amount of like a lot of events coming up right now for like more equipment materials, more legendary blueprints, it just make it much more easier for big spender to get to have access to those items now. And it just feel like very dreadful for like free to play or low spender players to look at the time it takes to crafting those items. Like, come on, like at least maybe if it take me like a year or a year and a half to craft like a full set of legendary equipments, then I will most likely continue playing because I can see it more doable. And if I see like, oh my god, it gonna take me 3 years for crafting a full set of legendary, I will feel like it just feel like impossible, or if you feel like you don't know what you gonna do like 3 years from now, right? So you are more likely to quit the game, to be honest. Uh, so so the solution is definitely reduce the cost for crafting equipments. The gold cost. The next one is a 30% material cost reduction will definitely help with the cost and still require players to work for the equipments. And number 3 is we need to know the official rate for the special talent. So far, like this information is not provided. We do not know like what's the percentage, what's the chance of us to be able to get the special talent for legendary equipment, for epic equipment, for normal equipment. They are definitely not the same, but these special talent rates are not published by Lilith right now. So if you go look into the game, if you go to the blacksmith building, you don't find the information anywhere. So they need to be more transparent there for sure. Next one is legendary commanders take long time for free to play and low spender in small alliance to acquire. So yes, like some player can get legendary commander fast, but it's because you're in a good alliance. You get a decent amount of gold chests. It helps you level up your VIP level faster. But like for people in smaller alliance, it's tougher, a lot tougher for them. Like I understand because I was also there. I was also in a small alliance on my new account, and it took me a long time. So one of solution I think it can help, and it can bring the can give more like morale to the free to play player base is that they should put back Richter and YSG back to the golden keys. And they can still keep the commander in the Wheel of Fortune. Like they don't have to remove them. Like people can speeding up by spending more gems in the Wheel of Fortune. But I think they should put back Richter and YSG into the golden key. Those are the two most like useful, versatile commander and free-to-play friendly commanders. And player will have a good start at the beginning and can use the two commander for a long time. And it just make it more like free-to-play friendly, and it retains the players, right? You don't want to drive the players away, And the last one, the last issue that I think that they need to fix is the migration cost. At the moment, it's too high. Uh, like for some people like myself, like I cannot increase my power. Like if I increase my power to like 100 million power, like if I can, I wouldn't be able to go anywhere right now. It's gonna take me 3 years, 2 years to collect the passport. And there is no other way to get the passport right now except for like alliance credit. And it take a long time. It take a long time for me to collect alliance credit right now. So the solution I have for them is that one is they should apply a discount for players who have not migrated for a long time. So like the people who can afford the passport, they can migrate like frequently. Don't give them anything like charge them full price. I don't care. But like for the people who been staying at the kingdom for like 2 years, hey, give them like a 50% discount on the passport or something, right? Because like these guys they don't jump around frequently, and most likely they cannot afford to jump around frequently. And two, uh, discount on passport if people migrate to a less inactive populated kingdoms. So this will bring more players into the kingdom, and it can help with like solving the issue with like inactive kingdom or dead kingdoms in Rise of Kingdom right now. So it got help balance out the population a little bit. Uh, and three, add more events to give away passport or include it in one of the like either Wheel of Fortune or like adding it into the digging event, like one of the new events that give item. I think like it could be very easy for them just to adding in one of the passport. Just give it a very low probability. I don't care, but there is a chance to get it, then people will play that event even more as well. Or maybe add it into like the 5th level, 10th level, or whatever, right? There should be a way for people to like use gems to get some passport when they need it, even like when they feel like they have to migrate away, right? Because as of right now, the only way is for you to buy it from the alliance shop, which require alliance credit, or buy it from the bundles, in-game bundles. So it's restrict players from being able to go where they want to be. Except, for example, right, if some of their friends they want to migrate away and they do not have the passport, they cannot go, and that player will most likely going to quit the game, right? So that is something they need to address, I believe. So those are the 6 issues. So 3 very high priority issues that I highlight in red here. Uh, that I think they need to fix ASAP. Let me know in the comment section if you agree or disagree with what I think here. And thanks again for watching the video, guys.